Frankie, we're gonna try out some sodium citrate today on BoxMac.
I don't really know anything about sodium citrate. Is this what they make chemical cheese with?
They put it into cheese in order to make the cheese melt, flow, and not break apart. It's an emulsifier. It's also the reason why those Macs are sour, because it adds a little tiny bit of sourness. It's perfectly edible. You want to try a little?
Sure.
Just free form.
Is it a preservative in any kind of way?
It's not a preservative per se.
It's just a binder, basically.
Just a binder. Let's try it just a little bit.
Yeah, it's salty and sour.
But actually, your body doesn't process this like salt, so you can use it as a salt replacement. What we're gonna be using for today is to make a macaroni and cheese that's a quick weeknight mac. You had a long day at work, you wanna come home, but you gotta feed somebody a decent mac. The other thing you don't wanna do is you don't wanna make a lot of dishes. So we're not gonna bake this mac, it's all on the stove. I have never worked with this chemical before. This recipe that I'm gonna make is one that I think will benefit from it. I've made this recipe before for myself.
Is this a baked dish?
It is not.
In many ways, you feel like you're gonna get the same kind of result that you get from home styles that we've done in the past, but without that oiliness.
And also much quicker, no bake time. And I'm hoping that we can get that really smooth, creamy texture without having to do the bechamel sauce. So I've got 11 grams of sodium citrate that's gonna go into this mix. I got my favorite orecchiette here.
Yeah, we've used this on home styles in the past. It's been great.
Our brand new spoon sent in by Amy.
So this is the one that you can drain the hot water in the front.
Yeah,
and it makes for better noodle testing.
Look at how great that is.
Like, it's kind of incredible to me that it took this long to have such an obvious tool. And I always really struggle with the noodle testing. I'm always like juggling it to make the steam leave it.
I've got minced garlic here. This is jarred minced garlic. A heaping spoonful into the butter container. By the time it gets into the cheese, you'll just barely taste it.
Just be careful on the overboil there. I warned him. Speaking of I warned him, remember when Heath Ledger died? And there was like some rumors that like it was because he portrayed the Joker and had to go to a dark place. Kind of ridiculous that anybody suggested that because playing the Joker doesn't kill you. But there was a rumor that somebody in a crowd yelled out to Jack Nicholson that Heath Ledger had died, and Jack Nicholson sinisterly turned to the person and goes, I warned him.
Yeah.
Implying that he already knows that playing the Joker will kill you. There's no way that Jack Nicholson's Joker is like a harm to anybody's mental health.
Yeah.
Do we realistically think they sat down and he was like, before you do this?
No. I doubt they even met on the topic.
Well, that was years ago. I got sucked into some clickbait. Last photos of famous people before they died.
Yep.
And that seemed interesting to me. Scrolling through, trying to get through all those ads. You ever been in one of those situations?
Oh, God, yeah.
Where you're just like, any moment I could press something that will show up, make a car commercial show up. And I get to last photo of Heath Ledger, and it's like, and of course, famously, Jack Nicholson said, I warned him. And I was like, this is still around?
Yeah, perpetuates throughout history, and you can't get rid of it. No matter who publishes the article to say, I completely refute this, here's all the data. No.
I warned him.
I warned him.
I warned him.
Jack, any comments on Heath Ledger's death?
About what?
Heath Ledger, the actor, he died tonight. Got any comments?
Overdose. He died in New York.
Just found him dead.
Did he come out? Will? I warned him.
Did you warn him to not mix alcohol and prescription pills?
Because that would have been a good warning.
I warned him.
So I've got a new product here, Frankie, that we're using today. This is Cabot pre-grated cheese.
Because you don't want to spend time grating cheese.
No. Try a little bit.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Give that a whack, as my dad would say.
Oh, it's really good. Okay. Got my garlic butter kind of bubbling away there, which is exactly what we want.
How'd you come up with the recipe?
This is a mac that I've experimented with in evenings sometimes. I make it for myself.
Yeah?
I've adjusted and changed, modified.
It's really good cheese.
I thought they would benefit from this sodium citrate to smooth it out a little bit.
After a long day at work, you're willing to do this much cooking?
Some nights I am.
What time do you get home?
3:30, 4 o'clock.
Wow.
That's nice.
You got a great life. I get home at like 7.
You too could have it. Go into private industry.
I leave the house at 6:20. I get home at 7:30ish.
Yeah.
I play a few rounds of hide and seek with Glow and Nina.
Yep.
And then it's off to the bed routine. My kid's real into hide and seek lately.
Loves it, huh?
Yeah. She goes, seek.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-person game. She would prefer that it's not her hiding and you seeking.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. She wants to partner with a parent. She also likes to tell you where to hide. So there's a lot of like pushing me into a closet, closing the closet, running out to Nina.
So she will partner with you to hide you,
Yeah.
and then Nina and her must find you?
Yeah, and then that's the excitement.
I see.
She knows the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ready or not, here we come.
Yeah.
She skips 1. She can't say 1 for some reason, but
Yep.
she'll go 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 10. I have a big DVD wall with a lot of collectibles, and there's a Popeye figurine.
Yep.
And I always go, ah, ka, 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 ka. And she'll go, ah, ka, 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 ka. Can you say, ah, ka, 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 ka?
Has she actually seen any Popeye at all at this point?
Yeah, we showed her a little bit. She was kind of into it. When we were kids, the media wasn't as saturated.
No.
And so they would rerun Brady Bunch, Popeye, Gilligan's Island. Basically, our parents' television was on, and not just Nick at Night and not just TV
No,
Land.
it was everywhere.
It was like on network television.
Yeah.
You could watch Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, well, here's TV.
Yeah, we have to fill the schedule.
They didn't even fill the entire schedule.
No, like there would be an end of the broadcast day.
Yes.
Like they would play the
They'd
national
play the
anthem,
national anthem.
and then it would just go to like a test pattern or sign off completely.
Do you remember being a little kid, waking up too early, popping on the TV,
Yep.
and being like, I gotta wait through bars and tone before
Yeah.
anything comes on?
I wonder when was the last time that ever got broadcast by any station.
I have a coworker
Yeah.
who's 22. There were some Nintendo 64 games, and I was like, did you play Nintendo 64 at all when you
Yeah.
were a kid? She goes, no, that's too old for me. And she said, yeah, my first system was GameCube. Her first system was GameCube.
Wow.
And she goes, yeah, I remember like when I was a kid, my parents used to have to map quest stuff. I was like, your parents used to have to map quest stuff?
The passage of time is upsetting. I'm gonna add in my 11 grams of sodium citrate.
Here it goes. How is bagged cheese for BoxMac produced? They make giant vats of it, and then they let it like crystallize and then package it. How does it work?
For the cheese powders, they just usually assemble it from other cheese products, like dehydrated cheese. But for the other one, I don't know. They must cook it and then put it in little bags and then sterilize them. Should we reference more outdated memes?
There's an old meme of a girlfriend leaving a really sad voicemail for a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Somebody timed it to race cars.
I was just calling you back to let you know that I love you and I miss you.
Cause I love you and I miss you.
And that I know you're done. So when you get this, can you call me back?
So I've added in the first like half of that bag. I'm gonna add half of this bag now. So that's sharp cheddar, and this is a Mexican cheese blend.
Arriba.
It's not that Mexican. It's more like underlay.
Arriba.
Now I've never made this with sodium citrate before. It is smoothing up very nicely.
So are you gonna find yourself? Will you find yourself using sodium citrate on a nightly basis?
If I'm making this recipe, I absolutely will, because it's so little additional work.
And you may ask yourself, how did I get here? And the sodium citrate helps bind up the mac.
Now I'm just gonna do a quick taste test of that cheese sauce to see if it needs any seasoning. It's different than it normally is. The sodium citrate has added a little sour note to it, not surprisingly.
Is it bad?
No. It's okay. It's fine. It's only a medium-sized disaster.
That looks like some cheesy, sodium citrate-y macaroni and cheese.
Perfectly blended. It's not stringy.
Okay. It's really good. It's damn good. So that really good cheese that we had is preserved here?
And can you taste a little bit of garlic onion kind of flavor as well?
Yeah, it's really tasty.
And I've made this before, and this is much, much smoother, the cheese sauce. So the sodium citrate absolutely helped.
And you didn't even put that much in.
11 grams, that was
Yeah.
it. I think it's pretty great.
You love it?
Yeah.
It's so good. I think we should put the recipe online.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be online.
And they should go to redcountentertainment.com/recipes for all recipes.
For all the recipes, even if you don't have sodium citrate, this recipe is pretty darn good without it too.
This is Junt's weeknight macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. Thanks again for sending it in, and we'll see you next time on BoxMac.